welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, February 6th, 2025. I am Jennifer Richardson. Work at the Richmond quarry project site is progressing with the crushing plant now being installed. SVG-TV News visited the area today, where project lead Kip Rose provided an update on the ongoing works. He addressed the negative comments circulating about the project, stating that these claims are untrue and clarified that work will continue as planned.
What I can say to Vincentians about the quarry, Richmond quarry here, Renu quarry at Richmond, the quarry is here in full swing. We are in the preparation stage to start production. We are constructing. The project is about, let's say, 60% ready to start crushing. The interesting part about it is that there is a lot being said about the quarry here. What I would say is that the project is here for you, Vincentians. Come see exactly what's going on. Come in an organized manner and let me show you exactly what's going on here right now. Right now we're on top where we have exposed stones ready to start crushing. There's a lot of talk, there's a lot of rumors going around about what's going on here. Come, let me show you.
Rose also explained that there is a significant labor demand for the nature of the work being carried out.
For Vincentian, the project is here. I need workers. I need skilled workers. There's a significant lack in skilled workers, especially in North Leeward. I am willing to accept laborers and train you to become skilled personnel. Presently, we have about 4 to 5 persons either came as laborers or security who are now being trained either as electrician for the plant, an operator, driver, and welders, etc. So my thing is, do not always go listening to what you hear, but rather come to Richmond. Ask for me. If I'm not here, I have capable staff who are more than willing to show you around and let you get the facts of what's going on at Richmond.
In addition to the progress update, Rose took the opportunity to refute rumors surrounding the project, assuring the public that everything is proceeding as expected. SVG-TV News will bring you more on this story in a subsequent newscast. Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sustainable Development, Carlos James, has emphasized that while many countries in the region are engaged in mass tourism, this is not a direction he would encourage for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Speaking on the radio last Sunday, James pointed out that the country does not have the capacity for such large-scale tourism and that a more sustainable approach is necessary to protect the environment and ensure the long-term viability of the tourism industry.
Again, as I mentioned, the carbon footprint. I don't want hundreds of thousands of people on our beaches where you can't walk on the beaches. And just imagine using pigeon, a simple thing as a suntan lotion, and you have 1,000 people on a beach, an average per day or per week. Just imagine what that is doing to our shorelines in terms of all of that leakage going into our ecosystem, marine ecosystem. We're talking about coral bleaching and the habitat of life, marine life, that is which we're known for in terms of our multi-island state. We have to protect that. It's an important part of what we do. And I applaud the vision of our Prime Minister when he married tourism with sustainable development, and the Sustainable Development Unit, and a lot of it on climate change related matters, are focusing on chemicals and waste and grey water and all of these things.
Minister James also highlighted a key initiative in the 2025 national budget aimed at improving the tourism sector's environmental practices. He noted that the government plans to implement a system for the collection of grey water from hotels along the south coast, which he said will help to mitigate the environmental impact of hotels and resorts, particularly when it comes to water conservation and waste management.
And in building outdoor tourism, it has to be environmentally sustainable, and it has to focus on sustainable livelihoods. And at the same time, we have to be guarded that we're not moving into mass tourism. So when islands are boasting of having 1 million stayover arrivals and total arrivals, I say good luck to you, but we have to collectively protect the environment of the ecosystem in which we live in, and largely building out a sustainable tourism product is a great part of that.
On the issue of local beaches and their role in tourism, Minister James expressed concern about the threat posed by rising sea levels, which could have significant impacts on coastal areas. The minister emphasized that protecting the beaches would require strategic planning and investment, noting that the government is committed to ensuring the long-term health of these vital coastal areas.
I know that we have been, as a government, carefully examining how we can expand some of our beaches that we're losing gradually over time, particularly on the south coast. That is something that we're going to have to look at very quickly. With the existing works that are taking place, Sandy Bay City Fence and so on. Georgetown, we did some work there in going into different parts of the northeastern side, where we're seeing even Salt Whistle Bay. During Hurricane Beryl, we had to go in and do, with a level of rapidity, immediate work to plug what was going to be a break of the island. Myro literally was, part of it was going to be broken off. And these are the things that we will grapple with. We will grapple with them now. We'll grapple with them 2 decades from now. And it's how we prepare ourselves to deal with that.
With the closure of the Canouan Government School today due to a lack of water, President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union, Oswald Robinson, expressed the union's growing concerns about the upkeep of schools nationwide. Robinson pointed out that the continuous closure of schools due to water shortages and other issues is resulting in a significant loss of valuable time for teaching and learning.
The Canouan Government School will be closed today until the Ministry of Education and until the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is serious about the health of the students and the teachers at the Canouan Government School. That school again today is without water.
Robinson stressed that these recurrent issues must be addressed urgently by the relevant authorities, noting that it's imperative that action is taken immediately to ensure that schools are properly equipped to function.
How could you expect school to operate without drinking water, without proper storage water facilities? This is totally unacceptable. So we're calling on the authorities to ensure that there is water at the Canouan Government School so that there will be less loss of instructional time.
In addition to the ongoing challenges related to school closures, Robinson also highlighted concerns regarding the state of school kitchens. He revealed that many schools are not equipped with the necessary materials and facilities to provide meals for students.
This is week 5, and the Ministry of Education, and by extension the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, has not provided the basic supplies to schools. Number of schools are without food for the school feeding program, normal supplies to schools, and this is week 5. Now, how could you expect teachers to perform their duties when they lack the basic resources? How could you expect those children, especially those who are from low socioeconomic background, to attend schools when there are no food for the kitchen for the school feeding program? This is something we want the authorities to address urgently before we mobilize the general membership to take any radical action. So please do the honorable thing, provide the schools with the resources which are required so that school will continue.
Attempts to reach an official from the Ministry of Education for comment on these issues proved unsuccessful. This country's current traffic penalties are not harsh enough to effectively deal with motorists and other users who are determined to disobey the law. This is the view expressed by Assistant Superintendent of Police, ASP Panel Brown, head of the Traffic Department of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. ASP Brown, who appeared on WeFM Radio's Cop Chat program this morning to discuss the topic, Understanding Our Traffic Laws and Enforcement, stated that in his opinion, the current penalties are insufficient to deter repeat traffic offenders. He noted that the penalties do not seem to be influencing the recurrence of traffic violations, which continues to be a serious issue.
Now, the traffic laws are geared at keeping motorists and pedestrians alike in tune with what is good practice. They were designed specifically, and their strict liability offenses is either you commit the offense or you didn't commit the offense. They are strict liability offenses. They are geared at bringing some form of order to persons who traverse our roads in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Well, it's a wide range of penalties. They're not too harsh. That is why I believe sometimes people keep committing themselves, to say. They range from $250 up, but it based on the discretion of the presiding judge or magistrate. They can lessen the amount based on the circumstances which they see fit.
Station Sergeant Kenny Jones, who also participated in the program, echoed the concerns raised by ASP Brown. He expressed similar views, pointing out that there is a growing problem with repeat offenders.
Well, as the ASP mentioned before, sometimes the fines, because the traffic ticket in particular, and it's only 80 hours. So if you post a traffic ticket today for parking on a road sign, or for committing an offense, or even you clamp their vehicle where they pay $70 and $80 respectively, which is $150. And sometimes the fine to them is very small. So they come back tomorrow and they would park there again, because for them it's just an $80 ticket and I could pay that. And sometimes you get that from motorists where, okay, it's just a $80, I could pay that. And they don't have an issue if they come down tomorrow, Friday, and then they pay for it. So we have these repeated offenders maybe because the fine is small, it's an $80 ticket.
ASP Brown further highlighted other options that may prove to be more effective in cracking down on repeat offenders. He said there could be a range of alternatives to improve enforcement and reduce the frequency of traffic violations.
Is that there's an option open to the police. While an offense might be ticketable, if you are a repeat offender, there are measures that we can take. For instance, we can take it to court straight. Instead of issuing a ticket, we can proceed by summons, where we believe that the fines might reflect the seriousness of the offense or what you're doing, and we can take it to court direct instead of issuing an $80 ticket. Mm-hmm. So there are options, but sometimes we still exercise the rights of giving them the ticket. But there are discussions ongoing in respect of these fines, and in due course, it will reflect what society really requires.
News coming to hand indicates that there was a shooting incident in Edinburgh this afternoon, which resulted in the death of one man. According to reports, a student who was nearby was reportedly grazed by a stray bullet. SVG-TV News will bring you more on this developing story as more information comes to hand. Today, Thursday, February 6, 2025, marks the 80th anniversary of the birth of music icon and cultural legend Robert Nesta Marley, affectionately known to the world as Bob Marley. Born in 1945 in 9 Mile, St. Anne, Jamaica, Marley's influence continues to resonate globally with his messages of peace, unity, and resilience. Marley's words of inspiration and his commitment to peace continue to serve as a voice for the voiceless across the globe. His legacy is celebrated worldwide as his music remains a powerful force for change and social justice. Every year, Marley's birthday is celebrated by one of his biggest fans here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Winston Papa Easton Lewis. In an interview today with SVG-TV News, Lewis emphasized the importance of remembering the legends of yesterday, including Marley, who made significant contributions to the world through his music and activism.
The message, what he puts out or what he put forth to the people, it's something that you shouldn't forget, and it's something that teaches you. It's something that you should learn from. And it's something that you should really pay attention to, because at the end of the day, it's all reality, you know what I mean? And that's mainly one of the main reasons why the youths today should not forget, you know, because a lot of youths today, they just think about the icing on the cake, you know, the sweetness. They don't think about what the cake made up of, you know what I mean? To actually get the taste of the cake and to understand why they're eating the cake even. See the point? So this is why one of the main reasons, because Bob he's not like a regular story, you know what I mean? It sounds simple, it sounds like something it sounds like something you won't understand. But taking time out, listening to his music, listening to his message, you would actually get into what he's about and what his music stands for.
Lewis shared how Marley's songs had a profound impact on him growing up and continue to resonate with him today.
Because my thing in doing this is not for money, is not for whatever maybe sometimes people might think, you know what I mean? It's just for my heart, the love of music, the goodness of the message of Bob Marley, you know, what he inspired me to do, you know, because this is all the way back from school. I was doing this, you know what I mean? It's not just yesterday, you know. It didn't just started yesterday. It's from school, you know. I was following this man, you know what I mean? And till today, you know, because I don't think this legacy is not something that we should just forget. You know, this legacy is something that we should always remember. It's not because he's not a Vincentian. He is a Vincentian to me. You know, he's from the Caribbean. You know, we're all from Africa, but he's from the Caribbean, and he inspires the people around the world. And I mean, 95% of the people around the world love Bob Marley, you know?
Recognizing that the youth are the future, Lewis encouraged young people to learn from legends like Bob Marley.
Trying to educate the youths in a way that they think of this positively, you know what I mean? You know, and it's a way of trying to let them always remember that this is not supposed to be forgotten, you know what I mean? And it's all depends on the youths themselves, you know, to take it up, take it seriously and think into it, which I see some youths are dealing now, because sometimes I get some youths a ride in the taxi and I'm playing Bob and stuff. And sometimes, you know, I look at them and I want to turn it off because I know how the youths are, you know. But they say, oh, no, Pops, let it play. So that tells me something, you know what I mean? And it's a good thing. And I wish and hope that a lot more youths can get involved into it. And I'm very, I usually get very excited when Bob Marley's birthday, you know. You notice sometimes I go different on the guitar, you know what I mean? It's because of the feeling, the excitement, you know what I mean? I just wish that it just could be what I want.
A packed schedule of events is taking place in Jamaica to mark the 80th anniversary of Marley's birth, including the annual musical tribute at Emancipation Park in Kingston. This year's tribute will be headlined by Julian Marley, Bob's son, and will be held under the theme Uprising. The event promises to be a powerful celebration of Bob Marley's enduring legacy. The Community Health and Fitness Club will host a launching event on mainland St. Vincent on March 1st, 2025, featuring a Zumba health and fitness walk. Tony Williams, the founder of the Community Health and Fitness Club, shared that the primary goal of the club is to empower young people through fitness and health initiatives.
A non-profit organization where our basic feature is health, to raise health awareness in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So with wherever we go from here would be generated towards building a better and stronger community. You know, having people understand the importance of exercise, the importance of eating right. Look at it from a holistic point of view, because we also have to indulge spiritually in it. And once we combine all of this together, we could empower the youths to get them away from the fast foods. Yes, we like fast foods, but it should not be our everyday meal. It should be a once in a while thing that would be able to help us, because if we continue along that line, it's just going to be from school to work to sickness to death. When we could have it from school to home to life before that.
The Zumba Health and Fitness Walk will follow a designated route and will offer participants the opportunity to undergo essential health checks, including blood pressure screenings, cholesterol checks, and more, as part of the club's commitment to promoting overall well-being.
This event that we're having on the 1st of March, it's in the form of a fitness walk with a Zumba, right? We have some of the medical students that we're starting at Peace Memorial Hall. We're going to be gathering at Peace Memorial Hall from around 2 o'clock. The walk is supposed to start between 3:30 and 4. So that period from 2 until 3:30, 4 o'clock, the medical students would be at the park. They would be doing blood tests, sugar tests, and we would be giving little ideas as to what should be eaten around that time, what you should eat, how you should keep yourself preparing for that ripe old age without pains, without suffering, and being able to live, right? We're then going to be on the road. We're going to take the main part of the road from the Peace Memorial Hall onto Calico Playing Field. When we get to Calico Playing Field, we will then go through a Zumba session, which should last for probably between 3/4 of an hour to an hour time. And if we get through in time, we should be able to walk back to Peace Memorial Hall, where people could collect their vehicles. Or if it's too late, because sometimes people come to something and they enjoy it so much that they tend to go over the time. But we're hoping that we could get back into Peace Memorial Hall.
Williams is encouraging the public to join the event and support this community initiative. The event will begin at 4 p.m. on March 1st, with participants gathering outside the Peace Memorial Hall.